Hey everybody, thank you all for tuning in. Welcome to Life Distilled. I'm Sean Edwards with Fresh Bourbon Distillery here in Lexington, Kentucky. And beside me is my lovely wife.
I'm Tia Edwards. Welcome back, guys.
Today is going to be a great show because we've brought some friends along, and we had talked in our last episode especially about putting together a good team.
Yes.
And putting together a team of people that have assets that are greater than yours, especially in a lot of areas that you deal with in building a business, in the spirits industry. And so today, and I'll let them introduce themselves, and I'll tell you a little bit about everybody as we move forward in this process. So I'll start with you.
All right. Hey guys, my name is Andrea Hayden, also known as Clee. I am all things marketing, so social media, influencer, email, all of the things when it comes to the Fresh Bourbon team.
So I'm Joyce Beatty, and I'm your Girl Friday, which means that I do the emails, I do event planning, and just whatever they need to make Fresh successful.
And I'm Michael Adams, and I work with our production team.
And I'll say that, everybody's kind of being modest, especially in this format, in this thing.
Absolutely.
But we do want to talk about the fact that when we were doing this and we, talked to, like we said in our previous episodes, we talked to Andrew and we talked to Tim about putting together a brand. And then Tia and I talked about trying to put together some pieces that would help us along the way. And I'll start with Mike because we had talked to Mike because Mike has a better palate than we do.
Oh my gosh.
So he's a bourbon steward and he's known in the bourbon industry. He has a great palate. So we asked Mike to help us in the distillation process because even though we had distilled bourbon, we wanted it to taste the same way each time. So Mike helped us along that route. And I'm gonna say something about everybody and then y'all gonna talk. It's not gonna be me. Miss Betty came into the picture, of course, that she was already there from the beginning when we first started tasting bourbon and making the mash bill. Miss Betty was there because she's all things organization too. So making things organized and making sure we're in the right place at the right time.
And she's our godmother. She's
Yes.
gonna put that out there.
Yeah. Yes.
So.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not all they're being modest, but we do want to talk, and we'll open up about what we're doing. And then, us putting together this whole plan of the way we wanted to operate in this industry. We had to talk to Clee because we were like, we have no idea about marketing. We have no idea about any of this.
No.
And so having a good friend already who was in the space, who has excelled in the space on so many levels,
Yes.
and her being willing to come on board with us and, walk out this process has been valuable to us.
And let me just say about Clee, so we go back way back. So we go way back to a middle school, right? And so she has known you a very, very long time. And let me tell you, this lady is the same. I don't care what day you see her. She has the best personality, but she's clean. And so we know each other for a very, very long time. So this is just not a team. I mean, this is we're a family. And Mike is my brother. He's our brother. And so and when we say brother, let me tell you something. So I mean we blood, but he is my brother. And so we always talk about that, about how close we are. And when you work together, you also grow together as family. And we're family. Our kids know each other, our families know each other. And so it's just interesting, and we're grateful that the people that are close to us have really been able to pour into our brand and pour into what we're doing. And that's what makes it fun.
Because I was gonna say, we'll go, especially from the beginning parts of it. Miss Beatty, when we were at the castle with Tim, and we were trying to build our mash bill. What were your thoughts when we were sitting there with 100 bourbons in front of us, trying to figure out some things?
And how you drunk our
I was like, yes,
Oh man,
free alcohol. But For real though, when you all first talked to me about your dream, and then y'all's dream, I was really a believer from the very beginning. So I became a believer / supporter, and I've always been just that. And so I believe in what we're doing today. I thoroughly enjoyed, sampling the bourbons and making sure that, my palate was recognized as well.
Yes, that's right. That's true, because in previous episodes we did talk about building it off of Tia's palate, but Miss Betty was there, and it's built on. It's not for women, but the palate is soft and smooth. Even though smooth is not a flavor, we understand that. At Fresh Bourbon, smooth is not a flavor, but it is a feeling. And you know what smooth is. Yeah. So Tia and Miss Betty were very adamant about not having bourbon that set them on fire.
No.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Thank you, that is true.
Something that, there's great need for that can survive a cocktail, and it makes a great cocktail. But I always talk about how, if you want to make me a cocktail, don't bring me no weak cocktail with a bunch of juice in it. Okay, I need to know what I'm drinking, enjoy what I'm drinking, right? And so that a big part of that is the alcohol that you're putting into it needs to be good quality product. And so that's been a big thing about what we've done. Yeah.
I remember in doing that. So we came and it was 2017, and so we were trying to put the pieces together from that standpoint. And I remember calling Clee, because I don't think you were in Louisville. We were at Cynthia's house.
We absolutely were.
And calling you and like, hey, actually Cynthia was the one that was like, y'all need to call Clee.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah.
We'll have Cynthia on at some point too. She's a whole different vibe, okay?
That's part of
But one thing that I remember about, we were at her at the house, and I think it was a holiday party or something.
That's what
and you
it was,
kind of like pulled me to the side. You're like, so we're getting ready to start this new brand, this new business, and I really want you to be part. And I was like, okay, sounds good. Let me know.
Yeah.
And I will say, my agency, we work with larger businesses, but we started working with small businesses. And when you said that, like, I was like, whatever Tia and Sean are gonna do, I'm gonna be part of it. Because I know you all, and I knew what you guys were gonna bring. So that's an honor. Yeah, definitely.
No, it's funny too looking at it like that, because when we were talking to you and I pushed it aside and we had those conversations, because Clee is the ultimate professional. I'm talking about she won't play about the business and putting the business things together, and there's a clear distinction, fun time, business time, because they are friends. Like, they know each other, and they have close friends that they have a close friend group too that kind of intercombine sometimes. Like, they have friends that talk to each other. And it was so funny because we make this announcement about this brand and they ain't know nothing about it. And I was for sure that Clee that told them. No. But Clee's like, nah, this is business.
No, this is business. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if it's under wraps, it's under wraps until it's time for us to announce it.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
And I think I had NDA. So
That's right.
He's always on the NDA. Every time.
Somebody coined me the king of NDA and shit.
Absolutely.
At the announcement event, I remember Samantha and Chris was there, and Chris had drew the building, like he did the architecture work to draw an example of the building, and Samantha was working with us on marketing. They worked together.
Yeah.
And they didn't know they was working on this project till they showed up to the event together.
Oh, wow.
NDA.
I was signing an NDA before I even knew their last name.
oh my gosh. And I believe it. I totally believe it.
I'm like, man, how serious is
Sounded like
this?
Fernanda said the NDA. Okay. That sounds good to me.
And the crazy part about that is, especially Mike saying that, because when we had did these bourbon tours, and of course Nate's not here, and we'll talk about that later on. He's under the weather, but from us going on these bourbon tours, we were very deliberate in going behind the scenes. I mean, like, so much so. I mean, we were in places in some of these large distilleries
Yeah.
where they had to tell us, hey man, y'all can't be back here.
Yeah.
Like y'all need to,
Yeah.
and so we would do that because we were really looking for black people in the distillation
Yes.
business, in the process, in that,
Yes.
and we didn't find a lot. We didn't find anybody, we did not find that. And so us having a conversation with Mike, because we had met Mike on a tour. Like we were just sitting beside each other on a tour bus, we was driving. And I was telling T, I was like, hey dude, Mike knows a lot. And he's got a better palate. I mean, he knows like what he's talking about in the industry, you know. So think about that experience when we were like, when I first talked to you about, hey, come on board and being a part of what we're putting together.
Yeah, so it all unfolded kind of weird for me, right? I'm sitting on a tour bus and these folks, a guy that looks like Deion Sanders and his wife, right? He's asking me a whole bunch of questions, so I'm like, Lord have mercy, will these people not know anything? I didn't really understand that I was being tested, bro. So they're asking me, hey man, like, what do you know about bourbon? What's the difference between a small batch and a full proof? So they was asking me questions like that, and I was just thought I was, helping them out with knowledge, not understanding that they were testers. And so after that, it was a good tour. After the tour, I got a call from Sean, and he's like, hey, I got some opportunity I want to talk to you about.
Why did you sign an NDA?
I'm like, man, first time signing NDA, so I'm just kind of, a little nervous about it. But I signed it, and he talked about this opportunity, to work with Fresh, and to help with the production distillation end of things. And so I thought it was an amazing opportunity, but I didn't think that it was my skill set. So I told Sean, I said, look, man, I appreciate the opportunity, but I don't think I'm the guy. I don't have a background in distillation. I just know a lot about bourbon from, being a consumer and being passionate about, the industry as a whole. And Sean said, don't worry about it. We'll make you into that.
Yeah.
So, that struck me. So I told him I'd think about it, and I went and did a little research, and I realized that there were a lot of craft distilleries that had, folks that are master distillers or in production that didn't have a chemist background, science background, and a marketing degree. And they use, you put it in perspective to where, these folks was doing this in the middle of nowhere in the woods, by moonshine, and if they can do it, I can do it. So, that kind of really inspired me to pursue something that was bigger than me, that would benefit not just us, but the culture, right? And be able to bridge equity gaps in the industry. So, it's been since joining, it's been a great decision to just learn the industry, build it, helping to build it brick by brick. And, just be able to add premium quality product to the market and stick true to the art of craftsmanship, right? To do it in a way that honors the tradition of it and the way it's supposed to be done.
A fresh approach to an existing and a stable, industry. It speaks to what Mike was saying, because I remember us in the conversations. The thing about, especially with us having the conversation, is Mike had all the skill sets. He just didn't know, because I had been talking to people like Andrew, and he told us what the skill sets are and what was actually needed, to be able to, do a lot of things and to figure out this distillation process. And I know if me and Tia put it together, we was doing it. His background, he could definitely do it. So that was a good conversation, and that brought us to where we were, with, working with Andrew and working, at the distillery and doing those things, and even learning and then able to operate that stuff ourselves. So, that was I guess that was the best part about it, because even in our conversation, and when you're like, man, I don't know, I was like, we had Andrew who, is there. He's part of our family. He was going to help us every step of the way, and help us to the point to where we could stand on our own feet. And we were thankful for that, And that was, that was a minute. That's what I'm saying. That was 2018. So you walk out through the process. So it's been a long time of this. great.
Long time ago.
Plus, I know Tia didn't want to get dirty. That's the thing. Like,
No, I was not kidding. I'm like nasty.
yeah, that's true.
I don't like mud or dirt.
Well, we didn't have mud or dirt. It was just grains.
It's still
The dust, the dust, and Tia didn't want to be a part of that. So I was like, well, we need some help, Mike. We're gonna have to do this. Me and you, we're gonna have to get in here and do this because Tia is checking out. You know, from that standpoint.
That's hilarious.
I think too, like I guess one of the questions I would say, and then I'll come back to you, Miss Beatty, about what did you think at the launch event? Like when we were out there, when we made the announcement, and told everybody that this is what we're doing, cocktails and bourbon, and what did you think? Because we were expecting, of course, about 50, 75 people. I guess that was our planning piece of it, and having over 200 people was great. What did you think, Ms. Beatty, about that?
Well, when you like you were saying, one of the other episodes is when you plan for a certain number of people.
Yeah.
And then so you say, okay, we're going to have these many people, but then somehow, some way, the word gets around, and it's something new and pun intended, fresh, and so you had so many people there that it was shoulders only, kind of sort of. So, but as we passed around the drinks, personally, I was just really proud. Like I said, I was always a believer and then a supporter, and I still am. I was just really proud to be a part of something history making. You're leaving a beautiful legacy for your children, and something that's going to be around for a very long time. I mean, I must say so myself, it's good stuff.
What about you, Mike? What did you think?
Thought it was the support was just amazing to see. The community show up. Council members. I mean, it was anybody who was anybody was in that room. So it was really a fresh start, right? to a launch, as well as to know who your supporters are, and to feel that energy, that excitement about what's transpiring. It didn't feel like a fresh event; it felt like a community event, and that's the beautiful thing about about that launch.
I remember being on the phone and trying to put the meetings together at the house because we had the meetings at the dining room, and be on the phone, please on Zoom. Helping us pin the right things to say, during that time. But no, we're excited about all the things that we were able to accomplish during that time frame. And even though a small team, but a mighty team, putting that together, and just different projects and working on it. So,
Well, I think when we had those meetings at the house before we even had the smaller distillery that we have now, like I felt like that helped us grow as a team. Like, because I would cook one of my 5 meals, and I would cook I would cook one of my meals and have it ready for the entire team when y'all would come over. And Slee was on the bone. She didn't get to have the good food that I cooked. But I made sure that we had everything for everybody. But we just had a good time. And I think that really, really helped us lay a foundation that everyone is valued. Like everyone's opinion wants to be heard. It needs to be heard. And we take it and make decisions as a team, and help us understand the best path forward for the brand. And I think that's one of my fondest memories is us sitting at the table before we even had this, talking and working things out. Yeah.
And but we still stuck to the structure, the solid structure that we started with, and that we maintain today. And so I am excited though. So since we're here, I did want to talk about something new, something fresh. So we have, for the past about 6 months or so, we have our award-winning, 2 gold medal winning small batch bourbon. We have our single barrel that won a gold medal this past year at the Barleycorn Awards. So we're excited about that. That was the first gold medal from that standpoint. We have not entered it into a contest yet because it keeps selling out, but we have entered in our vodka. So this is fresh vodka.
Yes.
And it is 6 times distilled. It is an awesome vodka that is smooth to the taste. If vodka can be smooth, but it is smooth to the taste.
Very smooth.
But we proof it with the same water we proof the bourbon with the limestone filtered water. So it creates for an awesome cocktail or however you want to enjoy your vodka. And we've entered that. So it's available at the distillery, soon to be available at the store. Except, the first batches we sold out of them. So we were excited about that. We had a local restaurant to Lexington, and to Kentucky. The Ramsey's restaurant chain has been using our product, and they bought all of our first batch of vodka that we did. So
awesome.
We were excited about that, and actually pre-ordered for the most part of the second batch. So we're excited about that. It's a new entry, but it's a really good entry. So what I'm going to pour for you today is a cocktail that is very easy to make, that the recipe will be available in,
Comments.
under the comments. Where's it going to be at, Clint?
It will be right there in the caption. Be sure to read the details because it'll be there.
But we call it a patio punch, and I've already pre-batched it because I couldn't sit down here and make a cocktail, so I've already pre-batched it. It's a patio punch. It is a great cocktail
It looks
for
so
everybody to
pretty.
enjoy.
Oh,
And
Tia.
it is one of our signature vodka cocktails now, and it's very, very delicious. So you all will enjoy making it. The vodka will be available at the distillery, and it will be available online in the coming weeks. So I'm excited about that. But I did want to say, as we move into the next phase of what we're going to do, and I know we're going to talk a little bit more, but I do want to offer up a chance for us to give a toast.
Yes, so which one of you all want to do a toast? Which one?
Mama Beatty.
Yes. That's absolutely.
Here's to the best bourbon I've ever tasted in my life.
Clink, 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 clink.
Right.
Ooh.
Swipe that too. We got
This is yummy.
Oh, that's a whole new definition of sitting on the patio.
It's crazy. No.
Oh, this is
Yeah, it's so refreshing, man. Very refreshing.
No, it's nice. It's awesome. It's nice. We're bourbon around here, but you gonna do vodka right? Yeah, we're gonna do something.
We're gonna do it right.
gonna do it right.